Chanakya says, a lie is told only by the one who knows the truth. Because those who listen to lies may not know the reality, but the one who tells the lie always knows the truth. That is why catching a lie is also an art. Greetings, friends. Welcome to the Wisdom Circle YouTube channel. Today's video is very special because today we are going to learn an art that will be useful to you at every step of life. The art of catching lies. And learning this art is essential for every person who wants to walk on the path of truth in life. In this video, we will learn how you can easily catch lies, which signs to pay attention to, and what precautions should be taken. But before that, I will tell you a story of Chanakya and his disciple Chandragupta. This story will not only inspire you, but will also teach you how Chanakya caught a lie in just a moment with his sharp intellect and observation. So do watch this video till the end, because today you are going to learn something that can change your life. Let us begin. One day, Chandragupta came to his guru Chanakya. There was a strange restlessness on his face, as if he was hiding something. Chanakya looked at him and asked in a calm voice, "Chandragupta, what is the matter? Why does your mind seem disturbed today?" Chandragupta replied with a smile, "Gurudev, nothing. I was just busy with preparations for war. Everything is fine." But his eyes were saying something else. Chanakya noticed that Chandragupta's smile was artificial and there was a slight tremor in his voice. Chanakya smiled and said, "Chandragupta, you are my disciple. You do not need to hide anything from me. Tell me, what is the matter?" Chandragupta again tried to avoid it with a smile. "Gurudev, you always read my mind. Truly, nothing has happened." But Chanakya did not take long to understand. Within 2 minutes, he caught Chandragupta's lie. Chanakya said in a calm but firm voice, "Chandragupta, what you said is not the truth. Last night you held a secret meeting in which you planned something with a few soldiers, and that plan you are hiding from me. Am I right?" Chandragupta was stunned. His eyes widened in surprise. Gathering courage, he said, "Gurudev, I told the lie with great confidence. How did you catch it so easily? Please teach me this art." Chanakya laughed and said, "My disciple, catching lies is not magic, but an art that comes from observation, patience, and intelligence. Today, I will teach you how you can catch lies and know the truth. But before that, I will tell you another story which will help you understand the importance of this art. There was a small village, green, peaceful, and full of honest people. In that village lived a merchant named Dharmadat. Dharmadat's ghee shop was famous throughout the village. People said that the ghee there was the purest, made from fresh cow's milk, fragrant and delicious. There was always a crowd at Dharmadat's shop. People came from far and wide to buy ghee from him. His business flourished greatly. He had wealth, fame, and respect, everything. But the human mind is very restless. Even after gaining wealth, the intoxication of greed did not fade. As time passed, slowly greed awakened in Dharmadat's mind. He began to feel that if he mixed a little cheap oil into the ghee, he would make more profit. His shop was already famous. No one would doubt him. The first time he did this with great fear. He did not expect that people would fail to understand. But to his surprise, even that day, all his ghee was sold. No one suspected the smell or the color of the ghee. Seeing this, his confidence increased. Now he started mixing oil into the ghee every day. Cost reduced, profit increased. His account shone like gold. He built a new house. He made his shop even bigger. He started donating in the village temple so that people would consider him religious. But one thing he did not understand: no matter how much you hide the truth, one day it surely comes out. Some elders of the village gradually started feeling a difference in the smell and taste of the ghee. Children began to suffer stomach pain after eating it. Some housewives said the taste is no longer the same. But no one dared to complain because Dharmadat had now become a big man. Meanwhile, a sage arrived in the village. He traveled far and wide. Wherever he went, he stayed in the temple and listened to the hearts of the people. When he reached this village, he also bought ghee from Dharmadat's shop. He smelled the ghee, rubbed it on his fingers, and a faint smile appeared on his face. The sage gathered the villagers and asked, "Brothers, do you not feel that there is something wrong with this ghee?" The people remained silent. Out of fear, they could not say anything. The sage smiled and said, "All right, tomorrow morning everyone gather at the village temple. There I will bring out the truth." The next morning, the entire village gathered at the temple. The sage also summoned Dharmadat. Everyone's eyes were fixed on him. The sage took ghee in a bowl, added a little cotton, and made a lamp. When the ghee lamp was lit, black smoke and a foul smell came out of it. Everyone was shocked. "Look," said the sage, "pure ghee never burns like this. There is surely adulteration in it." Dharmadat's face turned pale. The village head asked in a harsh voice, "Tell the truth, what have you mixed?" Dharmadat tried hard to lie as well, but he could not escape the sharp eyes of the sage and the gaze of the villagers. Finally, he had to confess, "I have mixed cheap oil into the ghee." Silence spread across the village. The people who had trusted him for years felt ashamed. Dharmadat broke down and cried. He said, "I committed this sin out of greed. Forgive me." The sage said in a calm voice, "Look, brother, earning money is not wrong, but money earned through dishonesty never brings happiness. Whatever donation you gave to the temple was wasted because its source was filled with sin." Dharmadat vowed in front of everyone that from today onwards he would never adulterate again. The villagers also decided to give him one chance, but they also resolved that from now on they would buy every item cautiously. Chandragupta, what lesson did you learn from this story? The greatest lesson is that no matter how clever a person is, he cannot hide the truth. The veil of lies is lifted one day. Secondly, in business, honesty is the greatest wealth. One who understands this truth becomes a true merchant. This story also has a third aspect, the eyes of the people. If even one person becomes alert, he can open the eyes of the whole village, just as that sage did. This means that when society's eyes are closed, dishonest people flourish. But when awareness arises, dishonesty comes to an end. In Chandragupta, that sage did not just reform the merchant. He taught the entire village that closing one's eyes does not hide the truth. If the villagers had recognized the truth in the beginning itself, the children would not have suffered due to adulterated ghee. Therefore, while ruling the state or holding any position, you too must remain vigilant. When a courtier flatters you, look at the hidden intentions behind his words. When someone gives advice, catch the truth in his mind. Understand the truth behind every word, every behavior, every smile. And remember, the merchant who fell into greed lost his reputation. Even today, the villagers look at him with suspicion. Once trust breaks in a person's life, it never becomes the same again. Chandragupta bowed his head and said, "Acharya, I understand. I will consider truth as the greatest dharma in the state and in life. No matter how much temptation comes before me, I will never commit injustice or deceit." Then Chanakya said, "Chandragupta, now I'm going to tell you some rules with the help of which you can very easily identify anyone's lie. But in this art, patience, wisdom, and impartiality are essential. So let us understand each rule carefully. Rule 1. Pay attention to body language. When a person lies, the first thing that changes is his body language. No matter what his tongue is saying, his gestures reveal the truth. This rule is very easy to understand. For example, if someone is talking to you and repeatedly moves his eyes here and there, then it can be a sign of suspicion. Generally, a person who speaks the truth looks into the other person's eyes fearlessly, but one who lies avoids eye contact or keeps looking down. Many times people repeatedly touch their mouth or nose. This is a sign that they are under stress. When the brain fabricates a lie, the body feels tension, and the hands unconsciously move toward the mouth, nose, or neck. Apart from this, the movement of the legs also says a lot. A lying person keeps shaking his legs, sits restlessly on the chair, or frequently changes position. All these actions are the result of the fear going on within him. Rule 2. Understand the ups and downs of the voice. The second important rule is to pay attention to a person's voice. Whenever a person lies, a slight change occurs in his voice, even if he himself does not realize it. For example, if a person normally speaks in a low voice during casual conversation, but on a particular question his voice suddenly becomes loud or harsh, it can be a sign that he is uncomfortable with that question. Similarly, if there are sudden pauses in his speech like, this is also a symptom of lying. Sometimes a liar keeps repeating his statement again and again to convince the other person. He may say, no, I was not there at all. Truly, I was not. This repetition shows that he himself is trying to reinforce his lie. Another thing is the trembling of the voice. A nervous liar cannot keep his voice completely steady, even if he tries. There may be moisture, a slight shake, or sudden sharpness in his voice. An experienced listener can catch this vibration immediately, but caution is necessary here as well. Some people show such signs due to nervousness while speaking on a stage or when talking to a stranger. Therefore, do not draw conclusions based only on voice. Also examine facial expressions, eye movements, and physical posture together. Rule 3. Look for contradictions in the story. When a person lies, contradictions in his statements are natural. Truth is only one. So a person who speaks the truth tells the same story every time. But a liar has to repeatedly build his story, and in doing so, he makes mistakes somewhere. For example, suppose someone says, "I was at home all day yesterday," but a little later says, "I went to the market to meet a friend." This is a contradiction. Both statements cannot be true at the same time. Similarly, people keep changing their statements, and the layers of lies keep getting exposed. If you calmly and patiently connect his earlier and later answers, you will start seeing these differences, especially when you ask the same question in different ways. Many times, when the same question is asked again, his answer changes. This is also a sign of lying. Be cautious. Sometimes a person may genuinely forget. Therefore, along with this rule, also pay attention to the other rules. Rule 4. Examine the depth of emotions. A person who lies often shows artificial emotions. For example, if someone expresses excessive sadness or happiness loudly, but there are no tears in his eyes or no genuine emotion on his face, then it can be a matter of suspicion. True emotions come from within. They do not require too much effort. But while lying, a person consciously creates emotions. That is why a difference is seen in his voice, facial expressions, and the sparkle of his eyes. For instance, if a friend says he is very happy with your help, but there is no happiness on his face, or he keeps trying to force a smile, then understand that something is wrong. Similarly, a person who pretends sadness may repeatedly touch his face, look down, or turn away his face. But remember, showing excessive emotion is not always a sign of lying. Some people are naturally dramatic. Therefore, consider words, gestures, and voice together. Rule 5. Create time pressure. A liar needs time to prepare his lie. If you suddenly shower him with questions or demand quick answers, he may get nervous or give broken answers. For example, if you ask someone, "Where were you last night?" and instead of answering immediately, he starts thinking or looking around, it means he is fabricating an answer in his mind. Whereas a person who speaks the truth gives a clear answer without hesitation. So whenever you doubt someone, ask sudden questions and demand instant answers. This will increase the liar's nervousness and his facial expressions and body language will change. But be careful. Sometimes a person takes time to think even while telling the truth, especially if the question is old or the person is tired. Therefore, do not draw conclusions based only on this. Also observe the other rules. Rule 6. Pay attention to extra information. A liar often gives a lot of unnecessary information to make his statement believable. He starts telling small details that are not directly related to the real question. For example, if you ask someone, "Where were you yesterday?" and he replies, "I went to the market. There I saw a red car. Then suddenly it started raining. Then I met a friend." This is unnecessary detailing. A truth teller gives a straight answer, "I went to the market." That's it. A liar adds so much decorative detail to his statement that the listener gets confused and forgets the real question. This can also be a sign of lying. But caution is necessary here too. Some people naturally speak in detail. Therefore, first understand their habit. When their talk becomes unusually long on a specific topic, then become alert. Rule 7. Trust your instinct. All of us have a natural intuition inside us, which is called the inner voice or gut feeling. Whenever someone lies, a slight voice arises inside saying that something about this feels wrong. Do not ignore this instinct. Even if someone looks into your eyes and says, "I am telling the truth," but doubt arises within your heart, then pay attention to this feeling. Your subconscious mind combines all the signals received from a person's face, gestures, words, and circumstances and gives you this indication. If you keep practicing these 7 rules continuously in your life, then within a short time, you too will learn to recognize the difference between real and fake statements.